Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Hey, hi, hello, what's up? I see you. So welcome to the 7th week of Ho. Yep, this is our 7th week in 2020. And I am actually really excited about the herb of the week. I didn't know until the last minute because I play games with myself. I wouldn't let myself look ahead in the planner until I finished Burdock. It was like, no, honey, like you have to finish this Burdock podcast for Herbal Marie, the nerdy na you know Burdock. Like I would not even let myself turn the page of my little planner notebook and see what was lined up for the next week until I finished the week I was on. Like, I don't mean to play hardball with myself, but sometimes I have to, right? Just like that time that I MK'd Ultra'd myself just so I could get shit done. Like, hello, code word. Hey, whatever it takes to do the housework, right? Trigger word, and we clean. All right, so the herb of the week is Echinacea. I am looking at some gorgeous Echinacea cards, and I found one card in my nerdy folder, like where I keep all my notes about Echinacea. So we have like one just nerdy Echinacea card. We have 2 tarot cards. And then we have 3 other cards. So really not too much. There was a couple decks where I was like, oh, I'm so glad that it doesn't have an Echinacea card because this is plenty. This will be plenty of reading and looking into. You'll love the keywords, I believe. The tarot cards are the 3 of air and temperance. And then the other 3 cards that have words on them are consciousness, deep healing, deep healing, and protection. So what a great spin-off of Burdock in a lot of ways, because Burdock wanted us to go deep, definitely do deep healing, let go of things that don't serve us anymore. And I feel like Echinacea is just like, we're going to keep that vibe going, right? But now we're going to expand our consciousness more, and all the while you do it, you are protected, you are balanced, and yeah, we'll see what the 3 of air has to say too. So yeah, Echinacea is a really awesome herb. Pretty easy to grow in your garden. It hasn't been the easiest one to get established in my garden, but like 3 houses down at my best lady friend Lorraine, she has Echinacea. So like if you don't have it, probably someone local is growing these coneflowers, purple coneflower, Echinacea, or Echinacea. I hear some people saying that, like, since when? But hey, I say Echinacea because I live in Western Pennsylvania, and this is how we talk. Pittsburgh. All right, so anyways, and then tomorrow we'll do tarot. Wednesday, just in case you need a reason to live, we're going to manifest more good stuff on Wednesday like we've been doing. And this week it is beginnings. We're going to manifest more beginnings. And then Thursday we'll hang out with the trees. And then Friday we will hang out on my YouTube channel, Sadie Marie Cherico, and do a live stream there if you wanna. I'm going to either way. But if you want to, join me. Make sure you connect with me at YouTube. So, it's Monday. Holy F. It's Monday. I'm drinking some Echinacea tea right now. Thank you, Walmart. It's the Great Value Organic Tea Blends, the Immunity. It has Oh man, I knew that was coming. It has echinacea extract, and then just 3 other ingredients: licorice root, lemongrass, I think for sure, lemongrass, and spearmint. Yeah, licorice, lemongrass, and spearmint, along with the echinacea. It's delightful. It is actually delightful. It's citrusy, and spearmint makes everything beautiful, and licorice made it sweet, which balanced out the numbing factor of echinacea. They did a good job, you guys. I just hate to admit it on one hand because it's Walmart. But they did a good job. All right, so anyways, how was your weekend? Mine was good. Sure, good enough. I've been reading Eckhart Tolle. I'm going to try to finish that book today so I can take it to the library and try to get my best mama friend Charity to read it. So like I'm totally conniving to get her to read it too, because, and my friend Kathy's reading the book. Okay, you guys, everyone needs to read this freaking book. It's Eckhart Tolle, New Earth, and it is helping me with my perspective. It's helping me be less judgmental. It's helping me stay present. It's helping me understand my emotional pain body. So, like a couple weeks ago, I remember getting triggered with just words, and I acted like a psychopath and like psychotic. And I was like, what the hell was that? Well, now after reading this book, I believe that was my pain body. So yeah, you guys, check out either his videos or the book New Earth. And Eckhart Tolle's rocking my world. And by rocking it, I mean making it more peaceful. So I'm really loving it, and I feel like I'm in a good place to talk about echinacea this week, and really like especially the Soulflower card that wants to talk about consciousness, because that is what we want to be in, right? We want to have a state of being, right? So less judgment, less being caught up in the ego's world of either the future or the past, really staying present. So anyways, yeah, I'm excited to finish this book so I can try to convince somebody else to read it. And then the library is ordering me his first book. So I'm actually going to go back and read like 3 other books that he has. Like I'm just going to have him order me one at a time. And I really am. I'm doing like a crash course in Eckhart Tolle because I guess I'm just ready for it. That's where I'm at. And hopefully it's going to help me resolve a lot of things. Because even this morning and last night, as I'm finishing up the Burdock podcast, I really have some stuff that like I need to let go of, and resentment. Some stuff. Yeah, it's called resentment, you bitch. And like I really need to be okay with continuing on my podcast, and without expecting anything in return, right? So I just need to really, Eckhart Tolle is going to hold my hand here for the next month or whatever, and I'll just see if I can get some deep healing and protection from my own ego, right? Like that's what's killing me, my own ego. So anyways, today we're going to do echinacea. It's our herb of the week. Welcome back to the 7th week in 2020 of Ho. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to chug my tea, and then we will get started learning about the oracle messages of echinacea. All right, so I love this flower. I love its spiky head. I love that, like, it's like got sparse, kind of rough looking petals, like talk about like an amazing herbal healer that basically shows up, like even if she didn't do her hair, you know what I mean? Like I can relate. Like this is as good as we're gonna get to look today, but you're not even gonna believe what I'm gonna be able to do to help you. Like that's kind of like how she is to me. The bees love her. She's good for lots of different things, like for real, like more than just stimulating your immune system. She's incredible. So really, this should be in every single home garden. Oh my God, yes. Absolutely. If nothing else, just for the pollinators. But yeah, like why the hell not have echinacea in your life? If you don't have a space to grow it, get yourself some. It's good to have. Okay, so let's start with this nerdy card. Echinacea angustifolia. It's a perennial. It says 12 to 20 purplish ray-shaped flowers with a conical disc, June to October. Yep, see, this is a nerdy card. Native to the United States, it grows from prairies eastward to Pennsylvania. Echinacea is widely used as a blood purifier. See how it's like good friends with it's like, hello, so is burdock. Okay, that's okay. I love that these herbs have a lot of similar characteristics because it's like if you don't have one, you can find another one. Like, and they're just so all wholesome and complete. God, I love herbs. All right, echinacea is widely used as a blood purifier for numerous and diverse ailments, including digestive disorders, fever, eczema, and acne. The rootstock is a treatment for flatulence. Like, I'm actually excited to hear that because I've been so gassy lately, like farts, you guys, like some serious farts lately. I don't know what the hell I've been eating. So recently, echinacea has become a popular commercial produced herbal tea. It says, caution, do not use the rootstock if it has no odor. Okay, they should have elaborated on that, right? Like, that's the last thing that's on this card. Do not use the rootstock if it has no odor. Why? Because you could have something else, or it's no good, or it's like, what the hell? That's not a complete sentence. Great, more research for me to do to figure out why not? Why not? All right, well, anyways, echinacea is like one of those things like that you probably want to stick your tongue on. Make sure it makes your tongue numb. All right, so we're talking about echinacea this week. I'm excited to sit with it this week, and my common sense self in my head that does all the logical work for Herbal Marie is saying, yeah, and can we not wait till the last minute like we did with burdock to do our nerdy podcast for Herbal Marie? Because I got it done, but I'm just saying, and I got it done Sunday. Oh, I just got it done yesterday. Yeah, I don't like dragging my feet like that. So yeah, I hear you. All right, so Consciousness is our next card. This is the Soulflower deck by Lisa Estabrook. This echinacea looks larger than life. It's just so, maybe it's the goldeny, orangey, yellow sky behind it. It is in its glory. Like, just as the sun's setting, like that golden hour where everything is so freaking beautiful, and you whip out your iPhones and you start taking pictures for your Instagram. You know the time of the day. This card captures that. Echinacea, consciousness. So echinacea stimulates and awakens your consciousness. So just like it helps stimulate our immune system, I love this. It helps stimulate and awaken your consciousness, helping break up and release outdated personal stories, emotions, and attachments that are holding you back from positive self-growth and self-realization, and awakening awareness of your true self when you have forgotten or lost connection. Oh, you guys, I'm in love with echinacea. Yeah, okay, so we definitely, I'm talking about myself. We definitely have some outdated personal stories, emotions, attachments, fucked up, delusionary, daydreams that we play in our head of like what could go wrong, or like worst case scenario, or things that like our pain body, I'm just going to bring Eckhart in, our pain body is attached to. So one thing that like I realized that part of my psychotic pain body loves, right, is betrayal. It's part of my pain body because I've been betrayed so much that there's actually a part of me that's psychotic. It's not actually me, it's my pain body who feeds off that negative emotion, that anger, that drama, that betrayal. I like couldn't believe it when I realized it. I was like, oh my God, this pain body thing is crazy, but it's true. It's true whenever you take a step back and realize that the things that like hurt us, there actually is almost like an entity or an energy that's not us, but like feeds off of it. Like whether it's fear or anger or violence, or you know what's psycho in you, that's not even you, honey. That is your pain body. So if that resonates at all, then you really got to get that book, New Earth, or any of his other books. They might be in his other books too. I'll let you know because I'm going to read them. But yeah, I realized that like I still will have like daydreams of people betraying me. Like I have a great lover right now, right? Like there's nothing to worry about. Like, you know, it's just a good matchup. And yet occasionally I will still have this psychotic daydream pop into my head of like visualizing like me getting betrayed, lied to. Like it's just ridiculous. So anyways, I'm trying to catch myself when I do that and be like, there's my pain body being addicted to that drama of betrayal. Oh yeah, the ego wants you to be angry and alone. It really does. It wants you to be angry and feel isolated and betrayed and hurt. These negative emotions that, I mean, it's like we have to realize that like there is an energy that feeds on that, and that is not who we truly are. So that's what Echinacea is saying. Awakening you to awareness, awakening awareness of your true self when you have forgotten or lost connection. So when we're in our minds and we're just obsessing about the future, or we are replaying the past, or we are creating scenarios in our head that just are not true, but that would never serve us, and we are not being who we truly are in the present moment. We're not in a state of being. We're in a state of thinking, right? So Echinacea stimulates and awakens your consciousness. Like your consciousness is who you truly are, right? Your observer, your being. Like that whole like I think and therefore I am. No, like your ego thinks. Your energy just is. So yeah, well, but we do have an ego. We're always going to have one. So we kind of have to do the work, and Echinacea can help with that, helping break up and release outdated personal stories, emotions, and attachments that are holding us back from positive growth and self-realization. So we do have quite a bit of control, what thoughts we allow in, what we do entertain, what we like. If you're on autopilot and just thoughts are on repeat, replay, cycling, like your thoughts are thinking you, then Echinacea might just be the herbal healing ally to help you break up and release those stories. And you can see them in other people. Like, there she goes again, telling that same fucking story. Like, when's she going to stop? Because that's not serving her at all. It's just keeping her in her misery and her disease and her whatever. Well, you do the same thing too, on some level. Pretty much everyone is guilty of this, right? So I just did it this weekend, again, with my podcast, Herbal Marie. Like, there I go, making another pretty decent podcast, and then my outdated story comes in to tell me that who cares, because your people that listen to it like are really like just the worst, and you know, like, yep, 300 people are going to listen to that podcast this week, and yeah, no one actually cares enough to support it. Like, it's just ridiculous, this story that like makes me feel like shit every time I think it. And I know that like it's just a pattern that I could let go of. I know that a lot of it is attached to my pain body, right? Because all through my life, people have let me down and they have betrayed me. And I'm not even talking about lovers. I'm talking about family. And I'm talking about people who have screwed me over financially. There's a lot of that in my pain body. So yeah, like whether I'm projecting it onto my podcast or just like I'm noticing, it's just something that I notice and maybe attract. Like I see maybe it's me attracting stingy ass people, right? Or people that just want to take me for free, right? They're like, oh yeah, we love you, but you're not worth $1. You know what I mean? So this is something that is attached to my pain body for sure, and it gets triggered all the time. And so anyways, that's the personal work I'm doing, because I can totally see how it's holding me back from positive growth and self-realization. I'm doing so much, and even with this, it's like, well, I could even grow and expand so much more if I could let go of this story. So anyways, it's definitely motivating to me, and I'm doing the work, and I'm allowing it to fizzle out. Like, we can't just stop doing something, but what we can do is stop adding fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? A lot of things, it's like you have to just become aware of it and then let that momentum slow down and let yourself become detached from it, and then it just kind of fades away, right? Like, it's just like one of those things, like if you try too hard, you like, it doesn't help at all, right? You just like actually solidify it from your trying. So it's like, just be aware of it when it comes up, and then, you know, let that be the work for right now. So anyways, that is Echinacea with the Soul Flower card, awakening awareness of your true self. When you have forgotten or lost connection, Echinacea stimulates and awakens your consciousness, helping break up and release outdated personal stories, outdated emotions, old ass shit, and these attachments that are holding us back from positive growth and self-realization. Why? Because we want to awaken awareness of our true self. Yeah, because all we have to do is remember. All right, so that's Echinacea. Now the next card is, and wasn't that all pretty deep? And now we're going into the Echinacea Deep Healing card. So yeah, deep healing, because some of this stuff is old, right? It's old, and you're like, wow, like I've been doing this for so long. Like, we do have to dive deep, sometimes in order to understand why we do it, and then other times just because it's like, if you've been practicing a pattern for so long, think about how, like, if it had its own roots, it's like, whoa, I've been doing this so long. It's like a weed in the garden. The roots are just everywhere. Crabgrass, morning glory. Pick your weed that you have trouble getting rid of. It's like, that's what we do to ourselves when we keep on letting ourselves think this bullshit. So anyways, Echinacea, deep healing. Deep magic is still alive and deeply enmeshed within the heart of each human being. So yeah, it's like, what have we forgotten? What are these lost connections within us? The Echinacea card from the Eco Heart Oracle by Ingrid Kovalkanas says a lot, actually. Let's do a little history first while I catch my breath here. The entire Echinacea purple cone flower can be used for healing to boost the immune system. Echinacea carried during times of trial provides inner strength, while fresh echinacea placed in a vase at home attracts prosperity. Offer echinacea to spirits of place and river gods and goddesses. Okay, very good. So I'm going to read you the channeled message here. So let's just settle in and we'll try to get a vision of what Ingrid saw when she channeled the Deva for the Echinacea flower. The Echinacea Deva weaves around the stalks of the flower. She whispers through a veil, "You can see me, human?" She guides me to a damp underground room. It's an earth apothecary. She shows me an ancient book older than any time we have recorded. All of the remedies that have been carried within the echinacea are recorded here, not just for humans, but for all living beings. Drawings of poultices, drops, ground roots. Every plant and tree has healing qualities for some being. The room is busy with devas preparing new seeds with programs for growth and youth. For growth and use. Youth, that's funny. Very interesting. But I did say youth, and partly because of my old pattern of having a speech impediment. But think about that. Like, herbs keep us young. Not that we want to be like forever young or like, but like things like our immune system, we do want to keep them fresh and youthful, right? And working and vibrant. And same with our consciousness too. Like, we don't want to get so off track, right? We want to stay as close to source as we can. So it says that deep magic is still alive and deeply enmeshed within the heart of each human being. You carry healing energy within your heart, just as the echinacea does. Where can you use your heart healing energy to create changes in your or someone else's life? So you have magic within your heart. You carry healing energy within your heart. And so does echinacea. But you yourself are an instrument of healing. So where in your life, or maybe someone else's life, can you use your heart healing energy to create change? This is a great question. So if you want to reconnect to deep magic, this oracle is suggesting that you get an echinacea flower, or use an oracle card or a picture of echinacea, and spend a few minutes a day gazing at the beauty of the echinacea. Make note of the intuitive messages and guidance you are receiving. So yeah, we can actually do that this week. Because like on the Instagram page, Herb Oracle, I'll have pictures of these cards. You probably have a herb book that has a picture. It's not growing here in February, but maybe if you're on the other side of the world, you have access to a fresh echinacea plant. Let's sit with it. Let's think about it. Let's gaze at the picture. Just be quiet for a few minutes every day this week. And just allow any intuitive message to come in, any guidance. Just see what you can receive, right? And then maybe you'll be inspired to help make a change in someone else's life or your own life. I really like your own life better because like you can't really like make anybody change, but like unless they want your help, right? So if they don't want your help, it's really none of your goddamn business. about other people, but like, so yeah, I would say like, let's just work on ourselves for right now. But let's see what the Echinacea has to say about whatever, like, what does it want to say to you? So yeah, that's a great invitation to spend a few minutes a day gazing just at the beauty of these cards, this flower. I know this one from the Eco Heart Oracle really captures the texture of the petals. Yeah, they're sparse and they look kind of shaggy at times, but they have a multitude of pink hues, pink purple hues in them. When you really take time to look at this flower and feel the softness of the petals, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And then let's have a little faith that deep magic still lies within our own hearts and the heart of every human being. So it's in there. It's deeply in there. Now that doesn't mean that there aren't layers and piles of just, I just want to say, illusory bullshit piled on top of everybody's magical hearts. And yeah, it is an uncovering. And like Echinacea, the card that we just had before here, it's like, yeah, we have to cast off, we have to break up and release all this stuff that might be covering up the magic within us. So just think about how much work you have to do personally, and then you're like, wow. And you're like, wow, because then you think, wow, if this is how much work I have to do, and I'm like, you know, pretty woke. Like, can you even imagine how much work other people have to do in their awakening process? So it's kind of like, wow, you know, have compassion, have faith that everyone's on their own journey, and you're doing your work, and just kind of let other people do their work too. Yeah, so anyways, deep healing, deep magic is still alive and deeply enmeshed within the heart of each human being. Wow. All right, so let's dive in now to a realm where we might not be super familiar with, because it's a tarot card, the Three of Air from the Herb Crafter's Tarot. This has the three beautiful echinacea blooms, like just, they really stand out because they're in front of this overcast white sky. But they're magnificent, and it's kind of like they're taller than us as we're looking at the picture. And yeah, I love it so much. So Three of Air, there are a couple unopened blossoms, but it's really focusing in on these three magnificent blooms of the echinacea. And the key words with this card says, speak the truth about your heartbreak. Be the medicine that heals the purest heart. Healing from grief takes time. Okay, so the Three of Air is, yeah, I guess like the Three of Swords in a traditional tarot card, and you probably have seen that card, like three friggin' swords, like just stabbing the hell out of a heart. So this is a beautiful spin off of that card, absolutely. But I love that it says speak the truth about your heartbreak, because yeah, we've talked about this in the past. So often, like when we get hurt, we just want to be big girls about it and be like, ain't no big thing, ain't no biggie, ain't no big thing, like that didn't hurt us, it's fine, whatever. But like really, like when we are hurt, like it's probably like very healing and beneficial to just be like, yeah, that hurt me. And then, yeah, then you can let it go instead of suppressing it and holding it in your pain body, which is just going to get triggered later. So yeah, I love that this is coming in with that suggestion to speak the truth about your heartbreak. Yeah, why not? Why not, right? Okay, so let's see what else it has to say. I'm trying to organize these on my desk here in like a really cool way. Don't try so hard. Okay, here we go. Three echinacea flowers pierce the sky on a cloudy summer day. An abandoned barn with a rusted roof stands in the background. The sun and rain battle for position. Bursts of light are followed by short showers. Tattered petals of pink flowers fall as the plant bends toward the ground to offer its seeds. New buds emerge from beneath the thick green layer of leaves. So yeah, it's a really cool card, you guys. And the way she did the artwork, it's like they're just like jumping off of this card. Yeah, Echinacea is amazing. Like, just as a beautiful plant, I love it. I really think we need it, y'all. I think we need it. So I like to always say that a broken heart is an open heart. You know, that's one positive perspective of, you know, getting your heart broke. You're like, well, it's broken, but at least it's open now, and I'm going to be able to feel more love for myself and others in the future as long as I leave it open, right? Don't board it up, don't shut it down, which is what usually people do. But like, if they would just let it open, gaping, bleeding, damaged, it's open, okay? Then love can come in. So this tarot card, the Three of Air, says heartache leads to self-knowledge. You may be confronted with an agonizing reality. Wild echinacea, a potent medicinal that once blanketed the prairies of North America, is now endangered. We may never again experience wild, abundant fields of this electrifying pink color. See things as they truly are and accept the loss. Healing lies in your ability to learn from the devastation. Echinacea remedies increase resistance to infection and build a strong body. Embracing painful truths leads to resilience. Seek out strong allies who will help you through the grieving process. Find comfort in your sorrow. Echinacea is a slow-growing plant. Sit with your grief as long as it takes. So yeah, that is truly a message of deep healing. I mean, it takes time. Deep healing takes time, which is kind of what I was touching upon, like with these negative thought patterns that we have. Like, we want to just stop it right away. And we can try our best, but the thing is, it's like, you can't get frustrated whenever stuff resurfaces, right? You can't get hard on yourself. Like, why am I still so sad? You know, like, it's okay. You are. Speak the truth about your heartbreak. Sit with your grief as long as it takes, okay? As long as it takes. Don't compare yourself to other people, or, you know, like, oh, well, she seems to be bouncing back. Why am I not? Well, everyone's individual. Everyone's different. But yeah, it's like, really understand that you can not only heal from this devastation, but learn from it, right? Like, not only can you just feel better, but you can learn from it, right? So take the risk, right? If it works out, happiness. If it doesn't, wisdom, right? So it's like, we can expand our awareness, our understanding, our consciousness when we take the time to sit with our sorrow, to sit with our grief, to really understand ourselves, and then really allow ourselves then to get back into a healthy, beautiful, strong place, right? So embracing painful truths lead to resilience. And yeah, we can have our herbal friends, we can have our human friends, we can have our animal friends, we can be a friend to ourself. You know, whoever and whatever will help us through the grieving process. So there's a lot of different ways to craft with Echinacea and the 3 of air. And especially if you have heartbreak, it says, find expression for your heartbreak. Write your story. That's a good idea. Just get it out of you. Just get it out on paper or whatever, and just give it an outlet, somewhere for that energy to go. Now, if you are going to use Echinacea, it says, buy only cultivated Echinacea. When you heal the earth, you heal us all. So yeah, I guess like don't be over harvesting, or, you know, let the wild Echinacea be there. Don't dig it up, you know, because especially if it's endangered in areas, you know, or get some Echinacea seeds and plant more Echinacea. Help the earth heal, right? When you heal the earth, you heal us all. So let's invite more of these beautiful plants back into our landscapes, back into our life, back into our reality. And last, it says, embark on a meditative journey to the prairies where Echinacea once flourished, and harvest medicine for your grief there. So that's pretty cool. Like, maybe just do a visualization, like close your eyes, and even if you're nowhere near a prairie, you can still go there within your mind, within your imagination, and just visualize yourself in that field, in that incredible field that is just lit with that electric pink color, right? Just an abundant field of electrifying pink flowers, all this Echinacea. Allow your healing to take place just being in its presence. And yeah, if you want to visualize yourself taking some of its petals for your tincture and asking permission to take a root, right? Because you are now ready to be honest about your heartbreak, to go deep with your healing, understand that there is magic and healing and connection within your deepest parts of you, within your heart. You are connected to the earth, and you are going to surrender with your sorrow, with your heartache, with where you're at, right? Just always surrender to where you are at, to how you are feeling. And there's a lot of magic in doing just that. You know, like, yeah, I am where I am. And then let Echinacea do its healing work, right? So I think you are the healing vessel. But, you know, there also is a lot of progress to be made when you just surrender and let go and let things be the way they are within you. And don't try to cover it up or make things disappear. Just let it, just sit with it. Just sit with it. All right. Now our next card, we have 2 cards left, is protection. So like if that felt like a little like, I don't know if I can do that, I just feel like Echinacea is saying like, don't you think I will protect you? Of course I will protect you. Like, that's what I do. So you can sit with your heartache, your grief, your sorrow, and feel completely protected to do that, right? So Echinacea, of course, offers us protection on a physical level, right? When all the bad bugs be flying in the air, right? Because our government released some crazy hybrid strain of whatever. Echinacea's like, oh wow, we're still just gonna be strong and protected. Oh wow. But yeah, like emotionally, there is a lot of protection available to you. So I'm curious to see what that says. I mean, we just got our heart broken with the 3 of air. We just got our heart broken. Hey, speaking of heartache, I'm keeping an eye on the door because I'm getting like registered mail that I have to sign for. It's my divorce papers, my paperwork. So speaking of heartache, if you've been following me on my personal journey from last year, the divorce paperwork is finally getting done, and I have to sign for it. It's very legit. Holy moly. So anyways, I missed the postman or post lady on Saturday. So now I'm like really trying to like make sure that we connect today. If not, I'm going to have to track it down at the post office or something. Not sure how this all works. I'm just kind of going with it and feeling, and as Echinacea says, and feel just the protection that your surrender and your openness can offer you. So protection, Echinacea. When we get this card in an oracle reading, it has a message that there is a need to take a more active role in strengthening your defenses. And moderation may be called for as energies seem to be out of balance. So that's pretty interesting, especially after the Three of Air. Like, yeah, maybe you need to protect yourself a little bit. I mean, it's one thing if your heart's already broken, but like if you can see the sword coming at you, like it didn't even get to you yet. Like maybe we should move aside or put up a shield, right? Because if you already got hurt, that's one thing. But like if you see it coming, like you don't have to get hit, you know? Or energies seem to be out of balance. Okay, so this card says, do not bottle up feelings or thoughts, as now is the time to voice concerns calmly and with care to ensure future similar issues do not arise in the same way again. Patience may also be needed, as is a little self-reflection to work out what it is you really want and to stay true to your purpose and inner truth. So just like it takes time to sit with grief and sorrow, this is saying like, yeah, maybe take some time to step back and have a little chit chat with yourself, figure out what you really want, right? Remember your purpose, your inner truth, right? Go deep and discover what inner magic you may have forgotten. And make sure that like you don't keep on making the same damn mistakes. Make sure your reality doesn't keep repeating in a negative way. I mean, if it's good, let it repeat, right? But I'm saying like, oh, here we go again. Oh boy, here we go again. This seems familiar. Okay, so if something is like red flagging your ass crazy, like open up communication with yourself. Open up communication with others. Voice your concerns calmly, right? Just like the Three of Air was saying, like, hey, be open about your heartbreak, right? Be open about how you're feeling. Be honest. Be honest. Okay? Because that's one way that we can help break up and release outdated personal stories, is if like we're honest with ourselves and with others. And sometimes like it's just addressing them in an honest way, then like you can just let it go. Like I know like with my lover right now, like I did have some old stuff come up, like concerns, and like the old me would have just pressed it back down inside and let it fester and let my suspicion grow, and you're right, because I'm addicted to betrayal. But this time around, I'm a bit smarter, and I decided just to like be honest, like with how I was feeling, what I was worried about, and it was like resolved so easily. I was surprised. So I'm like, dang, is that what is that why people have open communication in their relationships? Why? Because it works? Oh my God, like mind blown. So yeah, you are protected. You can speak your mind. You can be open how you're feeling. And I love that this card also it's saying, yeah, things might be out of balance with you. So let's bring it back into balance, okay? Strengthen your defenses just a little bit, not like in a everyone's out to get me kind of way, but just kind of, I am strong, I am resilient, I can handle anything, I am aware kind of way. I am aware of what is going on. So anyways, yeah, nerdy time. Echinacea is native to Eastern and Central North America. It's a perennial plant. It can grow about 47 inches in height. The leaves are hairy and rough in texture, just like my legs. The cone-shaped flowering heads are usually purple. I've been shaving, actually. I don't know what that's all about. But anyways, the florets within the flower head are hermaphroditic. Okay, so magical correspondences. We can use Echinacea magically in boosting spells, in magical work, in a protection spell, inner strength, and anything to do with calming us down. So the uses are boosting spells and magical work, protection, inner strength, calm. The deities are Zeus and Jupiter. The ruling planet is Jupiter. And the signs that are connected with this herb are Sagittarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. Okay, what's really interesting personally about that is I am a Taurus, my mother is a Scorpio, and my sister is a Sagittarius. So Echinacea could have been serving my little family like all of my life had I had known about it. Our trio, yeah, because it was just my mom and my sister and me. A Sagittarius, a Taurus, and a Scorpio. So yeah, you can imagine the lessons we all learned together. The element with Echinacea is fire. That's cool. I love that. I love that the element is fire. I really love that because this weekend at my lover's house, we had the first campfire of the season. Yes, it was very chilly. And around the fire pit, I noticed these dried up Echinacea seed heads. And I actually had put some in the fire just to like see like, well, I was picking up all the dried things everywhere and putting it in the fire. But specifically, I just had the experience of putting a dried Echinacea seed head in a campfire, like literally just 2 days ago. So that's pretty cool for me. Yeah, I love Echinacea. All right, do you want to hear the protection spell? You're going to need to get a piece of music that makes you feel strength, a glass of water or juice, and 1 teaspoon of Echinacea liquid. Okay, so let me read the Echinacea protection spell. Echinacea is used in offerings to spirits by Native Americans. Growing Echinacea around your home will draw in prosperity and protect those who live within. When going through hard times, you can carry the herb with you to provide and tap into your inner strength. The addition of Echinacea to any spell will increase its power. Now, this simple spell can be cast just before another spell to boost its power. You can also do it alone to boost your personal power and strengthen your defenses. Gather together a piece of music that makes you feel strength. Probably like Celine Dion, Flying on My Own, or something like, I don't know. Everyone's going to have their own. But a piece of music that makes you feel strength. A glass of juice or water, and a teaspoon of Echinacea liquid, which I'm assuming they mean tincture or glycerin or something like that. Put on your music and place the glass of water or juice in the center of the room. Add the Echinacea and say, protect and strengthen. Protect and strengthen. Protect and strengthen. Dance, jump up and down, sing, and make some noise to raise as much energy as possible. Focus on protection and strength. Drink the Echinacea potion as quickly and safely as possible. So yeah, maybe just a shot glass. Just shoot it down, girl. As you're having a hoot and holler and damn good time with yourself, singing, dancing, jumping up and down, making some noise, raising as much energy as possible, focusing your energy on protection and strength. And yeah, just chug that echinacea juice right on down. And yeah, you can boost your personal power and strength this way, strengthen your defenses, or you can do this right before you do another spell just to boost its power. So this is a great thing. You could do this all season, winter season long, right? Of course, you don't want to take echinacea every day. We'll probably talk about that in the Nerdy Podcast on Herbal Marie. But yeah, like if you just need to do this for a week to get yourself rebalanced, protected, get your defenses up, getting feeling strong, getting like you can handle it, getting feeling like you can fly on your own no matter what. Do your deep healing work. You know, maybe it's like, okay, you've been sitting with your grief for a real long time and now you are ready to get stronger, to do that, to go on to the next thing. I like this spell. Maybe because we're singing and dancing and jumping and up and down and making some noise. Yeah, raise that energy as much as possible and focus on protection and strength. Dang, we almost should have had that be our last card. We could have been like going out like with the jam. All right, so now we are on our final card. It's a Temperance card from the Herbal Tarot by Michael Tierra and Candace Canton. It's Echinacea. It's a Temperance card. So what's kind of fun for me is like I think I have 3 more cards before I get to this card over at Herbal Marie, and part of me wants to like do a bunch of tarot podcasts over there because yeah, I have it in my head that this is definitely like my last year maybe for my podcast. I mean, these type of podcasts. And I'm not saying that like in a way like I would just want to quit. I feel kind of like this energy coming on me for next year, and I'm starting to see maybe what it actually is for real. And I feel like I'm going to be pulled in a different direction in my life next year. So I'm really trying to grab 2020 by the etherical balls, so to speak. Like I really want to get everything done that I thought I wanted to get done or can get done. I want to offer these podcasts out in case my intuition is right that something big is changing next year. Now, part of me kind of almost wonders if I'm going to die next year. Maybe, because sometimes people know before they know. But also, I also feel like I'm going to be pulled in a totally different direction in my life. More of a weirder thing going on with me, more of like a galactic thing going on. Like I really could just go crazy next year and start to follow the things that I am passionate about in other realms. So anyways, I really do have this serious motivation to kind of just churn and pump out a lot of stuff this year because I want Herbal Marie and Herb Oracle to be something that I look back on and I'm proud of, right? Like, oh, I have quit lots of different things. I've done things with like my YouTube channel, like I've done series and segments of like 44 live streams, just one topic. Like I've done 64 days of peace and nonviolence. Like I do things all the time like this. But this really, so anyways, I'm saying this because I thought to myself, wouldn't it be fun if I could do the Echinacea tarot card this week while we're sitting with it? But then I was like, I don't think I can do 4 tarot podcasts in a row. Maybe 3, but I don't know about 4. Actually, probably not, but it's crossing my mind. So if you see me pump out some of the Spirit of Herbs, the Herbal Tarot, over at Herbal Marie, that's why, because I'm like motivated by Echinacea to do it the same week that we're hanging out with Echinacea as our herb of the week here. I mean, it would be cool. It would be cool for me, but unlikely a little bit, because like we just did the medicine wheel over at Herbal Marie. So the next card that we're going to do is Justice, which is plantain. And then we have the suspended person, which is kelp, which is interesting because we pulled the kelp card last week to take a bath in it, remember? And then we have the death card, which I'm pretty excited about. That's elder. And then Echinacea. So I kind of have like some other work to do before I get to it, you know. And yeah, Echinacea's like, and what did I just tell you, girl? Like, you don't need to rush, right? You don't rush your grief. You don't, I mean, like, what's your rush? I just want to get her done. All right. So anyways, temperance. We did touch upon having balance, right? The protection card was also kind of saying, hey, something might not be in balance in your life. This card could symbolize that. And this card, we're looking at a beautiful maiden or priestess, young lady. And she's at this, like, it just looks like a puddle, really. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a stream or a creek, but it just looks like a clear blue puddle of water. And she has one foot dipping, like, her toes in. She has, like, one foot, she's putting her foot in. And she has one foot standing on the grass, right? So she's just sort of trying it out. And then on the other side of the little puddle is this huge echinacea plant with 2 blooms on it. How many blooms do we have here? One on all the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And she's holding some in her hand too. I just was curious. And it's temperance. So there definitely is this balanced energy coming from this card. Her hair is blowing in the wind. She's holding some echinacea flowers in her hand. She has like a purpley echinacea colored sash tied around her waist. It's flowing down. She has a beautiful crown on with like a I don't know if that would be some metal or a gem on her forehead. It's really beautiful. A headdress, simple, beautiful blue dress. The sun is setting in the sky, so we're back to that golden hour that we had with our consciousness card, the soul flower card. Really a lot of beautiful energy in this card, temperance. All right, so what number is this? Let's see, 9? Is this 9? These Roman numerals sometimes trip me up. So Echinacea, ruled by Sagittarius, that's what it's saying in this card. So that is one of the signs, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. But in the Spirit of Herbs, it's saying Sagittarius. So temperance, ruled by Sagittarius, is an idealistic and adventurous person. Her blue garment is the yin, watery, intuitive self. And the red belt is the yang, fire element of action. Hey, guess what? I lied to you. I said it was a setting sun. This says the rising sun. The rising sun shows that a new life is unfolding. Okay, that's pretty awesome though, because on Wednesday we're going to manifest more beginnings. So that's pretty cool that Echinacea is going to be with us Wednesday. And this card is saying that the rising sun shows that a new life is unfolding. Its golden color represents divine light and the fire within that lets one dare to honor inner values. The solar emblem on her brow is the sixth chakra opening. So yeah, she has a solar emblem, like a circular thing on her forehead, representing the sixth chakra opening. She is receptive to the guidance given to her by those beings who are forever vigilant to the needs of the aspirant. And that reminds me of the invitation to sit with Echinacea, meditate with Echinacea, gaze on a picture of Echinacea this week, and then let the intuitive nudges come in. See what comes in, the guidance, your intuition, your spirit helpers, your connection to the plant spirit Echinacea. All this can talk to you, but we have to open up and listen. We have to quiet down. We have to shut up and listen. Okay, so after coming through the death card, okay, so the death card in the tarot story is right before this one. So after coming through death, she is ready to experiment with her new life and is working on balancing the polarities within. Through trial and error and with intuition and logic, she will transform energy into artistry. She is the union of the male, female, water, fire. In her dealing with the public, she is learning how to temper herself through cooperation, compatibility, and communication. She is learning to manage her resources, to organize and plan. She is aware of what needs healing and is bringing more balance to those areas. So yeah, this really pulls everything together, doesn't it? All these cards. Yeah, being aware of where we are hurt, what needs healing, where our medicine is, that we are the medicine, right? Balancing the masculine, feminine, using our intuition, but yet also accessing our logic so we can actually get shit done. So Echinacea, the herb of fortification. On a spiritual level, Echinacea assists in adjusting to changes and in harmonizing polarities. Moreover, the cone top of Echinacea creates a spiraling vision if looked at from the top. So when you look down into the spiky head of Echinacea, you will see a spiraling in it. It's quite mesmerizing, very much like a mandala. This is indicative of the need to recognize the inner steadiness and guidance that is always there for you. Even amidst the most disagreeable changes and turbulence, you have that inner steadiness and guidance. Echinacea builds an inner protection against harmful outside influences so that one can meet life with inner strength and steadfastness. So yeah, we want to be strong from the inside out. We want to be resilient and strong emotionally, spiritually, energetically. Yeah, for sure. So just like in the body, Echinacea has been used to clear infections and poisons. So yeah, that's really cool how it does this. It bolsters the surface immune system, aids in the production of white blood cells, and is used for all bacterial and viral inflammations. This is a safe and effective herb that can be used on adults and children. The tincture or the powdered herb can be put on external cuts and infections as well. That's cool. All right, so anyways, yeah, you could take a dropper full of the tincture or 2 capsules every hour or 2. Although I've always been under the impression that once you dry the herb, it doesn't have as much medicinal properties. So I would lean towards a tincture or a glycerin. However, having a little Echinacea powder might be handy if you have wounds on your skin, because I like putting powdered herbs on wounds. I think it's a good idea. The dosage may be lessened after the ailment has subsided, but a small amount of the herb should be continued for a few days after the illness is gone to ensure that a complete healing has occurred. Although Echinacea does not destroy friendly bacteria in the intestines, it's still a good idea to take acidophilus capsules or fresh yogurt or miso. It's always a good idea to follow up your illness with those type of fermented probiotic products, okay, to maintain the beneficial bacteria. Echinacea gives a particular tingling sensation on the tongue. This sensation subsides in a few moments and is just a natural phenomenon of the plant chemistry. So yeah, it's definitely stimulating. Definitely gets your attention a little bit inside and out. You can carry a piece of the root or flower as an amulet to remind yourself of the path of temperance. A flower essence can be used to help one to be more receptive to the inner guide. So this tarot card keywords are idealism, enthusiasm for new beginnings, blending of opposites, experimentation and verification, inner guide, managing resources internally and externally, communication of ideals to others, can also mean self-control and moderation. So, wow. Echinacea, what is up? I'm going to have to go back and figure out the affirmations for this week, but I feel like there is so many things to just stick with us and have with us as we journey deeper with Echinacea. I mean, last week we did burdock. We thought that was pretty deep. Echinacea is going to take us deep, but then balance us out and sort of like get us ready for the real world again, right? Like having balance, having a good sense of your own intuition and your own logic, a blending of opposites, listening to your inner guide, managing your resources internally and externally, and then, yeah, helping us have good communication with others. It's so effing important. So yeah, self-control and moderation. Two things I should maybe be open to learning more about. So on that note, through artistry and daring, I create new visions for myself. Dang, well, thank you so much for hanging out and getting to know Echinacea a little bit better from an oracle perspective. Through artistry and daring, I create new visions for myself. So we really are on the right track this week with Echinacea to manifest more beginnings, like maybe just a new way of being, a new vision for yourself, right? So as Echinacea comes in to help us break up and release these outdated personal stories, emotions, attachments that are holding us back, we need to then create something new to fill its space, to replace it, right? So you don't just want to drop a bad habit without trying to infuse and encourage and sow a new one into your life. So I really feel like we have so much to learn from Echinacea, whether we're in the midst of a heartbreak and grieving, or we're just ready to repattern and restructure ourselves, or we got some deep healing work to do physically, emotionally, energetically. Echinacea's coming in and saying like, yo, honey, you are protected. I am there for you. We will knock this out of you, and then we're going to rebalance you. And yeah, really just make you feel your strength and your guidance and your intuition, and then push you back in the game again. But this time around, you're going to be smarter. You're going to be more balanced. You're going to have those polarities just working with each other, a blending of opposites. You're going to be that much more balanced and secure and confident and yeah, strong forever. So anyways, Thank you, Echinacea. Thanks for hanging out. I'm just going to let the room stop spinning for a minute. Echinacea was so powerful. I'll see what the affirmations are that are coming through, and I'll just tack it on to the end like I did last week. I'm so lazy, but hey, then we do use them all week, and I am grateful, super duper grateful for that. I love printing out the affirmations and putting it on my fridge. You'll be able to find yourself a copy on my Patreon page or over at herbalmarie.com. I'm starting like an index, so you're gonna be able to find them real easy. So go ahead and check that out. I love you so much. Thank you, Echinacea. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. We're gonna pull some tarot cards. It's gonna be great. This Affirmation Minute is brought to you by our Herb of the Week, Echinacea, and I dedicate these affirmations to my beautiful sponsors and patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me. I am protected. I stimulate the deep magic within me. My defenses are strengthened as I break up and release old energies. I heal my grievances and allow myself to awaken to my true essence. Through artistry and daring, I create new visions for myself. Yes, indeed, I am protected. I stimulate the deep magic within me. My defenses are strengthened as I break up and release old energies. I heal my grievances and allow myself to awaken to my true essence. Through artistry and daring, I create new visions for myself. So be it, and so it is. Amen, sisters.